No lie, I spent like 10 hours this weekend making a huge list of fellow science communicators so I could share them with you. And I came across DT Star Kid, who's an astrophysicist who explains mind-blowing astrophysics concepts with a grill, gold chain, and a hoodie. So make sure you give him a follow. I mentioned I'm a biomedical engineer and science communicator, and he's challenged me to answer this question about the television show Last of Us, which is based on the premise of a fungus taking over the minds of people, turning them into zombies so that they eat each other. DT Star Kid wants to know whether the rapid evolution of the fungus is reason. Evolution is just a long chain of mutations that make each organism more likely to have kids that will have kids. And for most creatures, those mutations only happen when they make that kid. And so the faster a species can make kids, the faster it can mutate and adapt and evolve. So like for humans, it takes us like 20 to 40 years, but a fungus can do this in days. So they have a really rapid reproductive cycle. Also, fungi are really weird. For example, they can do something called horizontal gene transfer, which would be like, like me and my husband handed our genes to our kids. Like I could just hand my genes to my homies. Crazy. A third factor is interspecies mutation. So like anytime a pathogen changes which type of animal it's infecting, it experiences more dramatic mutations than when it's just between people. So for example, if I cough the common cold onto my husband, he'll get like almost the same common cold, like negligibly different, right? But then if he coughs it like onto the cat and the cat gets it, then there'll be more significant mutations because it's now changed species. And so that's why you get things like swine flu or bird flu or COVID. Now, I would expect to see gradually increasing preliminary ailments in this show from fungi that are like a little bit brain remote controlling. The fact that it's based off the cordyceps fungus, which in real life controls the brains of ants, is a really good premise, and that was actually the inspiration for the writer who made the show. Also, there's increasing evidence that a lot of what we attribute to our analytical brain is actually from the gut brain, that our microbiome of bacteria and fungus that lives in our stomach controls our appetites and cravings, for example. And the growth patterns of fungus on forest floors resemble neural network, which might be why some species of fungus are able to control the brains of ants. Now, to take your question even further in evaluating this premise, aggression in humans is correlated with high testosterone and low serotonin. Research suggests that people become more aggressive when they receive aggression, and then their testosterone increases and their serotonin goes down, even if they seem to have a genetic predisposition. So even if the fungus could like somehow regulate our hormones, we'd still then have to like be assholes and beat the shit out of the people that got infected to make them become aggressive zombies. Another way to increase aggression could be to shut down the frontal cortex, because that's how this is like the logical part of our brains and this is the animal part of our brains. And so like this is the part that helps us regulate strong emotions. So if the fungus came and did some weird neural network growth thing in our frontal cortex and like shut it down or impaired it in some way, then you could theoretically get people acting on their aggressive impulses and having more zombie-like behavior. So my general assessment of the viability of this premise is that y'all preppers out there better stock up on diflucan.